Hello everyone. Happy Monday. Or, no, it's Wednesday. I'm gonna say Monday probably the whole time. Um, welcome. Sorry about missing Monday because we had really bad thunderstorms and the lights kept flickering and it was crazy and all that fun stuff. So here we are tonight. We are going to jump right on in and get things done. I see that there were actually a lot of people who commented on Monday. I was hoping and praying that it would all be great, and then about 30 minutes beforehand, it was flickering too much. I was a little concerned. So, welcome everyone in tonight and happy Wednesday. Yes, hello Deb. I have the prize patrol from last week. Melissa Engel, you won, and I have your address obviously because you were on my team, so I will get that out to you. And then the prize for and it won't be next week. I will not be live next week because it will be the week of my retreat, so I have to get ready for my retreat. Finish getting ready. I've got a couple more things that I just want to put together for everyone, so I will be doing that next week to finish up. So the week after that, so you'll have 2 weeks to comment, share, or like, and the liking is just giving a big thumbs up, and it'll be the little cheesy stamp set. So we've got that, and tomorrow is the last day to sign up for my retreat. So if you are interested in that, there is a link in the description of the video. You can actually go through there and register. The thing too is that you don't have to come in person. There is a Facebook group that I've already started posting in that gives kind of all the information about the retreat for those that are attending. And so you get like your own private Facebook group as well, but you can do the retreat to go. So if you're interested in that, make sure you join by tomorrow, or you register by tomorrow. Today is the last day to sign up for the paper pumpkin. If you are interested in paper pumpkin, this is going to be a really good kit. There is a extra stamp set for the August kit, so make sure that you get registered for that. And again, there is a link in the description of the video. The last thing I want to tell you is if you earned bonus coupons last month, in the month of July, make sure that you use those in the month of August, because when August is over, the codes will not work. So make sure you do that. And I think that is it for up here on the face. So let's go down to the table. Oh, I'm not covering that up very well, am I? Oh, because I hit the button. All right, there we go. That was user error. User error for sure. Okay, so real quick, the one thing I've got two things to show you down here on the table, but I have club for August, and these are the cards that you would make. There is actually 6 of them. I was wondering where the last one went. So there are 6 cards that you make. This kit is $39. If you are interested in being a part of club, there is a link in the description of this video. All you have to do is click on there and it will get you to the join page. If you have any problems, let me know. And I can help you with getting registered as well. So, but the kit again is $39. It comes with a bolt of the linen thread. It comes with a pack of the rustic metallic adhesive backed dots. And then it comes with a full pack of the designer series paper that matches the Gone Fishing. And then last but not least, you can always add on the bundle at cost if you are interested in adding that to your kit as well. I pay the tax and the shipping on it. All right, so that is all about club. And then I got a nice little thing in the mail yesterday, and I wanted to show it to you. So this came yesterday, and I can't show you the inside yet. I have until September the 5th, I think it is. Hold on. 6th. I cannot show you the inside until September the 6th. I did get my pre-order in today, but I literally got it as I was walking in the door. So I will have, I guess, a box opening or whatever. I will do that in the next, probably the next few days, just so that I can show you what I got. I honestly kept it real reined in. I am focusing on pretty much one holiday at a time, and then when I get through it, I will go to the next one. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself this catalog, because there is a ton of good stuff, and I like it all. So I am going to struggle really bad with not spending all of the money that I have in order to get all of the things in the catalog. Okay, that is it, I believe, for what I had pulled out to talk about. So let's dive into tonight's class. We are going to be playing with the Circle Sayings, which is a bundle in our current catalog, in our annual catalog, that you can currently order from. It comes with a 2 3/8 punch, circle punch, which is amazing. And then of course you've got all these great little designs in the stamp set. When you purchase a minimum of $35 before tax and shipping, you can get the make and takes that we do tonight. You can get those for free. I mail them out. And so if you are interested in that, there's a link in the description of the video, and you can just click on it and it'll take you straight to the ordering website. So, and you just want to make sure that if it's under $150 that you use this host code. If it's over $150, get your own rewards, and then I will still send you the make and take kit. Okay, so let's dive in. And I'm going to tell you, we're not going to move like super fast, but we're going to go fast because my husband is making me tacos for dinner tonight. And if you know me, you know I am a taco girl. Tacos is my favorite meal. Favorite meal of all time. Well, tacos and probably his spaghetti. I could do all that. So, all right, so this is going to be our first card. And I've actually done all of the coloring because we are still going to stamp one that we're going to cut out. So you'll get to see me color it when we do that one. But I didn't want you to have to sit and wait for me to color all of that. So we are going to start by folding our card base in half. And we're going to grab our bone folder and give it a good crease. And then we are going to grab some liquid glue, and we're going to put this is from the Brights 6x6 cardstock. I put the yellow on the sample, but we're going to change it up and put pink because, you know, every now and then it's good to have more than one color, right? And I got to get my glue out. It's stuck. All right. You could even use the opposite side if you wanted to do the stripes instead. That is always a good fun pattern as well. All right, I'll put that there. And then we're going to take this piece and we are going to attach it at an angle straight onto the front. And we're going to use some seal for that. Let me grab it. Got to move things out the way in order to get there. And I used all of the Stampin' Blends, or I used Stampin' Blends for this. I did do a blog post, so you can go check the blog post out. And on that blog post, there is a link that takes you to all the supplies that I used. Okay, now we're gonna take a piece of vellum and we're gonna cover over it. And this is just to mute it down so that it's not so in your face. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that seal and we're gonna put a little bit in each corner, just a touch in each corner. Okay, and then we're gonna put across like that, because this is gonna be covered up with our sentiment. Then we're gonna line it up and place it down. And when we really adhere it down, you're not gonna be able to see, that adhesive that we put there. So it's one of the things I love about the seal plus is that you usually, depending if you do the white background, you can't see it like you can on a colored. So, hey Linda. Yes, it does. It definitely diffuses it. It mutes it down and it doesn't make it so in your face loud, and it still allows it to be a fun birthday card. Okay, so we are gonna now stamp the cupcake. And we're gonna stamp it twice. We're gonna stamp it once onto this Brights DSP here, like that. And then we're gonna stamp it on our basic white here. Okay. Because you know, your cupcake, oh my goodness. Your cupcake holders, just the cupcake paper, those are always fun. I have a whole box of them, and I might be a little weird in that because I like to collect the fun ones. And I used to bake a lot of cupcakes for friends and family and, you know, parties and birthdays and whatever. And I have all these fun little cupcake holders, and, you know, we needed some fun. So that's why it's being stamped on some polka dot paper. Okay, and I didn't mean to actually color that part. We need to color the icing. Here I was talking about it. And it won't matter because we're going to cover it up anyway, but I mean, we're going to cut it off anyway, so. And I'm just going along the black lines and then those extra little ones there. Okay, then we're gonna fill it in with our light, and this is Pool Party. Okay, and then we're gonna do a little fussy cutting. And we're going to cut our icing top off. And I am going right onto the black line so that it will kind of match up, so that the black lines here and then the black lines on the actual icing part will line up, and you won't be able to tell that, you know, and you won't be able to see any of the mistakes that I make doing the fussy cutting part. All right. And ta-da. All right, so then we're going to do the hard part and cut out the rest of it here. So, and we're going to leave a little, well, I didn't leave much white around that, did I? None at all. You kind of probably want to leave a little white. So that, you know, you can't tell if you don't do a great job fussy cutting, because, you know, I'm not the greatest at it. I do it more because we don't have dies for everything. And if you don't like to fussy cut, you can certainly just cut out or stamp it right onto your circle. All right, so I think that is good enough for me. We're going with that. Now we're gonna cut out this. This is gonna be much easier because we are literally going to cut here. Then we're gonna go straight up, do a little curve here, and then we're gonna just cut off the top. We don't need all that outside part of it. And then we're gonna go here and then straight down. Ta-da! So see, that part's easy. All right, then we are gonna come and we're going to attach our icing to the top. So we're just gonna take a little bit of our Stampin' Seal Plus. We're gonna line up the icing with the cupcake liner. The cupcake liner, that's the word I was looking for a few minutes ago, not cupcake paper, the cupcake liner. All right, and then there we go. There's our little cupcake. Then we're gonna flip over our sentiment piece and we are going to stamp that Happy Birthday in black memento. And make sure I got it the right way. Then this is gonna get popped up right onto our circle. So we'll get our dimensionals and we'll put 1 and 2. And we're gonna stick it over here to the side. And we're gonna flip that over, put dimensionals on the back of that. And then we're gonna stick it. Now you wanna make sure that you do this one not at an angle. So we're gonna stick it right there, like that. We're gonna flip that over, put a dimensional there, take our seal, put some down here, take off the backing, and oh, actually, before we do that, I need to put our ribbon on. Now we're gonna put some ribbon here. And this is the Pool Party. And I haven't used this much, but it's really pretty. And we're gonna do a zigzag motion. So we're gonna put it like this. And then we're gonna put a little bit of adhesive right here on the edge of our circle. And then we're gonna come back down. And then trim off that tail right there. I'm gonna put my pin back in it. And then we will stick this right up over it. There we go. And there is card number 1. Now, you could add some fun embellishments to it, but I really didn't want to add any embellishments with having all the cupcakes in the background. But that is card number 1. I thought that was fun and bright for a birthday. All right, let's move on to card 2. And I'm going to stick these up here so I don't. Oh, and I meant to say this. Deb, thank you for my beautiful card. I meant to show it last week. So before I move on to the next card, thank you. This is absolutely stunning. And it will be placed with my other cards that I can't let go of, which are on top of my shelf in the back. So thank you very much for that. All right, with this one, we're gonna do a little coloring. And I have done some of the stamping already so that you don't have to watch me do all of it. Maybe if I can get all the pieces out. They don't want to come out of the bucket. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I've already started this piece right here with our, this is one of the stamps that comes in the stamp set right here. And we're going to just create a pattern across our cardstock. So this kind of creates it as almost like a DSP, which kind of is fun. And we're doing opposite sides. So the point is at the top there. So then we're going to come down here and put it this way. And this is a case off of the catalog. Then we're going to flip it and stamp it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Mine are crooked and not completely straight, and that is fine. No one is going to look at it and give you a grade on how straight you are or how perfect you are when you stamp it. But this just adds a really fun background. All right, so there we go. And then we're just going to take and put this right onto our, actually before we put it on the card base, we're going to add our little strips here. We're going to do Lemon Lolly first, and then we're going to do Balmy Blue, and then we're going to do Azure Afternoon. And I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but that's how I pronounce it. So I'm sure it's my southern accent that makes me do it that way. I'm going to grab my silicone mat real quick. Yep. And I'm going to grab my silicone mat because now I've got adhesive all the way across, and the adhesive is going to stick out on either side. So I just want to make sure that I don't ruin my surface. So we're going to stick this right about here. And then do the Balmy Blue. And then our Azure Afternoon. And we will stick that there. Then we will flip this over, and I am going to trim it off. I'm going to do my scissors. We're going to see if we can cut it with my scissors. Y'all know I'm not that great with it. Ooh, that's not too shabby. Look at there. I've been practicing, y'all. But you know, that little trimmer, it comes in handy. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to take our little circle here. We're going to take our image, and this is what I kind of am calling the beach, or the wave beach scene. So it's got the wave, and then it's got the sun in the background. So we're going to take some black memento, ink it up, and then we're just going to stick it right there in the center. And this is using the Stylish Shapes dies, which I used on the last card as well. Okay, now we are going to color. So we're going to take some Balmy Blue, and it doesn't have to be perfect at all, so don't stress over it being perfect. I just kind of go over those black lines to create a shadow, and I don't even like go over it perfect because waves are not perfect. They are not perfect at all. Okay, and then let's do that and that and that and that. And one of the things I thought about too is this little part down here at the very bottom, you could actually turn into your beach area, so you could color that like crumb cake. And that could be your beach and then your wave and then your sun up there at the top. So then we're going to take our light balmy blue and we're just going to go ahead and color in. And I'm going all the way up to the stitched part along the edge. And done. That's what I like about the brush in. Makes it quick and easy. All right, and then we're gonna do our sun in the background, and I think I left my pumpkin pie. So let's do this. We're going to take our dark and, oh, I need the thin side. And we're just gonna go over the lines there. And then I am going to color in the entire inside dark. And just go around your wave. Get up in that little nook right there. And then fill in like that. And then we'll take our light. And we're going to do exactly like we did with the wave, and we're just going to fill in all the way up to the stitched area. And then I'm gonna go grab my pumpkin pie, and we're gonna give it a little bit more dimension with adding some orange to our sun. That will make it fun and summery. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're gonna do the light pumpkin pie because you don't want it to be too orange. So we're just gonna kind of go over just the actual lines. Whereas with the yellow, the dark Daffodil Delight, we were going over like doing a straight line. And this we're actually doing the dotted line. And you don't even have to do the whole dotted line. But what I wanted was to give it a little bit more color. And I think doing this added that to it. And then you can go back and do some like darker areas if you wanted. So you can make it your own. But I think that is all for that. Yes, it is. So now we're going to flip this over, and then we're going to pop it up. And then we'll pop up our whole layer onto our card base. Hey, Nancy, I'm glad you remembered too. Okay, so we're going to stick this right here. And then flip this over, and let's go ahead and fold our card base. Oop. I actually scored that card base. I've been trying to start scoring a little bit. I'm not perfect at it, but some I get, some I don't. All right, we're gonna turn that over. We're gonna take this here and add our dimensionals. Nope, I just need one more. And take them off, and then we'll put it on our card front, and then we can do our sentiment, our ribbon, and our embellishments. Oop. We'll stick that right there. And this is from the Something Fancy dies. It's this is all about the labels, and so it's called Something Fancy. And this die right here is what we're using, and we are going to stamp it's a new day. And It's a New Day is actually from, I believe, is it from this stamp set? Y'all, I don't even know what stamp set or stamp that's from. Huh. I'm pretty sure I grabbed it. I'm pretty sure I grabbed it out of this stamp set, but it's not in there. I'm gonna have to find out where that stamp is from. That's interesting. Okay. And I think I just made that crooked. I did. Because I'm concentrating too much on the fact that all of a sudden I have a stamp that's in the wrong stamp set. Oh, goodness. I will find where it's from, though. Okay, so there we go. We are then going to take and flip it over. We're going to put a dimensional over here. We're actually going to add one more dimensional over here. We will put some adhesive on this side. Oop. I cut my light off. And we're going to stick it here. And then let's do our linen thread. You know, my favorite. And we're going to tie a bow. And then we'll trim off the tails. Grab a glue dot. And we're going to take and fold the glue dot on top of itself, and then we're going to stick it right down in that corner. All right, and then last but not least, my favorite word, then, we're going to put on, these are called opaque ovals, and they remind me of Easter eggs. They really remind me of Easter eggs, but I like them, and I think they work well with this card. So we're going to go with it. And we're going to use, this is the Azure Afternoon color. And we're just going to stick a whole bunch of them on. And we'll do one right there. Okay, that is our card number 2. And you know I always have a favorite card. So guess what? The last card is my favorite for tonight. All right, let me put these up. And this is going to be our last card. I'm trying to keep my space organized. It is a little difficult for me, I will say. We're going to do some embossing. I think I've done a lot of embossing lately with y'all. But this is our last card right here. And I brought in the Seaside Bay stamp set because I felt like the seashells on this were kind of left alone. They're just kind of hanging out there. I mean, I get that that's like a beach scene and all that, and I guess maybe the flower is too, but anyway, I wanted to kind of pair something with the seashells and make it very beachy, and I felt like this stamp set did that. So that is what we are gonna do. Okay. Let me get some things moved out the way, but make sure that I don't knock them down. Okay. We are going to stamp the seashells using Pool Party. We're going to stamp it here. I'm going to actually pull this right over here so I can kind of level it out. All right, so we're gonna stamp it here. And then what's gonna happen is we're going to literally connect with everything here. So we're gonna pull this down a little bit like that. And then this is gonna go, we're gonna do this right here, okay? And so then what you're gonna have is this part showing, and then you're gonna have some of this showing, and then you'll have some of that showing. And that is all for the pool party. We are gonna run this through the embossing machine, because we are going to create some texture in the background, and we're going to use the painted texture. Let me pull this in. And with this embossing folder, we are going to use our 3D embossing plate. So you're going to use 1 and 4. We're going to take and put our paper in like this. And it's easier to stamp it first and then emboss it, but you can, if you want, do it the other way, but you might not get clear images. So just know that. All right, I'm gonna take that out, and now we have our little piece here. We are then going to start building up our card base here. We have a piece of the Gone Fishing DSP, and you see how we're gonna do it at an angle, and so it's gonna show a little on the bottom and a little on the top. And we're just gonna use the Seal Plus for that. And put it at an angle. Okay. Now, before we tie our ribbon around it, we're gonna take a pair of scissors, and this is gonna cause a little bit of a mess, but it'll be okay because it gives it some really cute definition. So we're gonna take our scissors and we're just gonna run it along our edge. And so you're cutting off a layer, which is giving it like what I think an antique layer, okay? So I hope you can see that pretty good. Sometimes it's good to do it on both sides. So it breaks down that paper a little bit and makes it look really antique-y. And I'm holding it over a cup to make sure that I don't create too much of a mess. So you could do it over your trash can. I will actually tell you doing this is kind of therapeutic for me. And I know there are some tools out there that you can do it with, but if you aren't a tool collector, you'd rather buy stamps, that would be me, or dies or punches instead of buying a whole bunch of tools, then just use the tools you have to create it. Okay, so there we go. Now I still do have some fuzz everywhere, but not as bad as it could be. Okay, so there is our cardstock now with our fun little edges. Now we're gonna take our linen thread that we used a little earlier, and we will wrap it around. And then we'll make sure to tie a big bow. And I'm gonna do it pretty tight, and what it's gonna do is create a little bit of an indentation, and that's what we want. And we're just gonna wrap it around twice. And then we're gonna tie here. Tie that bow. Let's shorten it there a little bit. And then let's cut our tails. And there we go. And I'm gonna just try to flatten that out just a touch. Okay, so next what we wanna do is we're gonna put on our, I guess you could call it, I'm calling them labels. They're more like banner flags, I guess is what you really could call them. But these are from the Nested Essential Dies. And I love these. These I haven't used quite a bit. I haven't used these a lot, but I have used the banners and then this little rounded rectangle square. Rectangle, they're all rectangles. And I love them. I love them, love them. All right, so this is just gonna go on. So we're gonna put dimensionals at the top and bottom, and then just one in the center. And we're gonna straddle the linen thread. Oh, Deb, I totally forgot about that. And you know, I think did I buy all the extra? I think I did buy all the extra attachments because you know, I do like my take your pick tool. That's probably one of my most used tools. It is my favorite too. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is we are going to stamp our little crab, and we're gonna stamp it on petal pink with petal pink right there. And then we're gonna pull in our machine again because I didn't really think all that through. I should have done it all at the same time, but it's okay because now we're gonna need our cutting plates. So the embossing folder plate won't work anyway. All right, so let's pull this in here again. And we'll grab our crab die and just get it good and lined up. And run it through. And then we'll just move that out the way. And save that paper because, you know, every little scrap counts, right? Okay, so we've got that. And we're ready to go with this, so we can go ahead and stick it onto our card base or our card layer here. We're gonna pop it up. There's a lot of popping going on for this card. I'm gonna actually cut a dimensional in half. I'm gonna put one down here at the bottom and then one here at the top. There we go. And then we're gonna stick this at an angle. And let's go ahead and stick this onto our card base. So we're gonna fold this in half. We're gonna pop this up as well. And I'm making sure to get enough dimensionals on this because with the embossing, you want to make sure that it stays. We'll stick this right onto our front. Let's flip it over actually. There we go. Okay. Now we're just going to do our embossing and then we can add our embellishments and then we're done with the last card due. These were easy they're easy cards to bring together. Even the only thing is of course with the cupcakes, it does take you a little while to cut, but honestly, I still think that's worth it. But other than that, these cards are actually really easy to get together. Okay, so we're gonna use our embossing buddy. we're gonna take our Versamark and stamp our sentiment. Stamp it right there. Then we're gonna dump it in our powder. Okay. I've got my heat tool plugged in, and we're gonna heat it up. If I can get the cord to uncurl. I'm gonna grab my tweezers. So that I don't burn myself. And so I don't drop it on the table and then, you know, mess up my table too. And we're gonna heat this up until it turns shiny. And it just takes it a minute to start. And then once that shiny starts, it just runs like water does. Okay. All right, I'm gonna make sure I got it all. Yep, I sure did. Now we're gonna take a pencil and we are going to do some bubble fussy cutting. And I'm gonna look at the sample to see if I did a straight line across the top. And then, oops. That's not really what I meant to do there, but it'll be all right. And then that's gonna be straight, and then bubble, and bubble around, and ta-da. Okay, so you probably can't really see that, but all I did was just outline it. And now we are gonna take our scissors and we're just gonna cut right on the inside of where I drew. And what this is gonna do is it's basically creating like a die that would cut out a set of words, like our wonderful thoughts and our charming sentiments. Doing this is exactly what those dies do. I tried several different labels to cut out to make this work with this sentiment, and I really couldn't find one that I liked that was kind of small enough and it didn't take away from the crab and take away from the background. And so this is what I ended up doing because I felt like this was the best way to keep the rest of the card showing and being kind of that center of attention. All right, there we go. And then if you have any lines left, which I have one little line right there, all you have to do is take your pencil and just erase it. And I've got a little line right there. And then it is gone. And so there you go. We are gonna take and put dimensionals on the back, and I'm gonna cut the edges here and use the edge to get in those little skinny pieces there, little skinny areas. You really don't need that many dimensionals, but too late. I should have made that one smaller, but it's okay. All right, and then this is just gonna sit right here. On that edge, and you actually want to make sure that you get it straight with your card, not your crab or your banner or your piece of paper in the background, because everything else is crooked. So, okay, so there we go. Now the last part is we just need to add our embellishments, and then we are done with all 3 cards. And I will tell you, I have an extra card that I will be posting the video on Friday. So you will see that then, and I'm going to show you a sneak peek of it in just a second. Okay, there we go. And I think I have kept myself from making a really big mess. I usually make a pretty big mess, but I think I did pretty good. All right, let me grab the cards so I can pull them back in. Oh, thank you, Linda. All right, so you've got these here, and then of course you've got the two colors here. Here's the one we made tonight. And there we go. So again, make sure if you would like the make and takes for these that you use this host code. If it is under $150, if it's over, make sure you don't use that host code. Get your own rewards, but I will still send you the packet. And then this is the card that will go up on my blog as well as my YouTube channel on Friday. So I finally used the circle punch. I actually used the circle punch for the last card. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget, I will not be live next week because I will be prepping for the last of my retreat. So I will see you all in 2 weeks. Have a good night. See you later. Bye.